Hello. Just took delivery today of a rather nice, cheap Duratool desoldering pump. It's one of those devices with a hole in the middle of the iron. So you just push the plunger down like this and release like so. It's turned on. I'm trying not to burn myself. And I've already tried this iron to replace one of these edge connectors on an XL, which are clearly, as you can see, they're impossible to remove using this kind of device here and holding the iron on the other side, because there's nowhere to put the iron. So this thing came off the donor board in about 5 minutes flat, fell out of the board, and removed the one in the destination board, which was a 600 XL with a broken 5-volt trace on the keyboard connector, and it went back in. It works perfectly. So it is, if you don't want to spend 50 or 100 quid on a servo powered desoldering gun with an electric pump, you could do a lot worse than this. The transition from this piece of crap to this it's like night and day, and it's going to save me such a lot of time. So if you've got a tenner to spend on something to make desoldering a little bit easier, I would heartily recommend this. So we're going to try this out on this 800 XL board, which has a Sofia. Oh yeah, here we are. Let's move this window along so I can see the chat window, and we already have someone in chat. That was unexpected. Retro Gamers Hub, hello from Montreal, Canada. Vivid fan of your YouTube channel and videos. Keep up the great job, and thank you. Well, thank you very much for the kind comment. That is very generous of you. I appreciate that very much indeed. Especially after the departure the other day into laptop repair, which is something I also do, but I understand obviously that the predominant number of people who subscribe to the channel like to see Atari things, so that is what we're going to do today. It may not be a long video. I doubt I will get this whole thing done, but Jim Brony, I'm here, enjoy your vids. Thanks, Jim. What we're going to do with this over the course of however many videos, it shouldn't be too many, I'm going to take this off. We're going to remove the RF modulator. We're going to put in its place a DIN 13 connector for the video jack, because the this is the Sofia video jack. Now the owner of this machine is using the Sofia in component video mode. Now the component video on this thing, I tried it with this LG monitor, and it did not want to know the signal. It just wouldn't work at all. It was signal out of range or something. But it does work with the plasma TV downstairs, and the TV I'm busy fixing with the bad caps on the power supply, that's a Samsung as well, so I think there's a pretty good chance it's going to work with that one as well. But I can't test this machine on this monitor. So yeah, we're going to replace this. We're going to rewire this connector. Wow, it's weird. It's like a mirror. There we are. Run this ribbon cable under the board somewhere here and wire it to the DIN 13 female socket on the board. We're going to put I should go and get the ultimate board. I did this yesterday, my usual job on the Ultimate board. Replace the right angle connectors. Come on, are you going to focus? Yeah. Replace the right angle connectors, and I put the J-tag connector back on. I mean, I don't have to do this, but it's just OCD thing now, I think. But well, there's a practical benefit, because where I put this board here, the right angle headers are just a total, they just don't fit. You can't get the board situated here with the ribbon cables coming out the sides, so it had to be done. So I've got tons and tons of these connectors, tons and tons of these connectors, just to make it look finished. Now I did that with this thing yesterday. It took about, because I was fast with it, it took me about half an hour to get them off and get them replaced, get the new ones on. But with this thing here, we could see 20 minutes, 10 minutes, I don't know. So Sofia is installed already, but we don't have any sockets on the OS-ROM, and we don't have a socket on the MMU. So what we're going to try and do in this video is we're going to try and get these two chips removed from the board using the new tool, I should say. So we're going to be as careful as possible, because obviously I don't want to, this isn't a temperature controlled iron either, so it's a 40-watt plug it into the wall job, so speed is going to be of the essence, I think. So without further ado, let's give it a try. I hate these. I'm going to have to put some PowerPoints on the back of the desk instead of running leather. Flattened pins under the chips are not helpful with this thing at all, because obviously the nozzle has to go over the pin leg. There we are. Right, okay. Let's give this a try. Let's move that out of the way. So yeah, I've ordered caps for this TV, this 32-inch TV. 8-year-old TV it is. And it went into a... Yeah, that one didn't work, did it? Been heating up for long enough. It was locked into a sort of a shutdown cycle. And when I took it to bits, I was pleasantly surprised to see... Oh, that's kind of working. Pleasantly surprised to see devastated capacitors. So I ordered 4 new caps. I'll hopefully get that TV fixed and see if the... Oh yeah, that's what I was going to say. Because obviously I tested this machine with the default component cable just before I started work on it, just to make sure everything works. And it doesn't work on the LG, so I tried it on the TV in the bedroom, and that's when I discovered that TV didn't work. And then I tried it on the plasma downstairs, and it does work with that one, which is a Samsung telly. So it doesn't look like, it's a little early to draw any conclusions of course, but it doesn't look like the Sofia component video on this particular board, at least. It gets along well with LG tellies, or at least with this LG telly. Gonna be as quick as possible, try not to lift any traces, because these bloody... Ah, we're getting into some sort of a flow now, that's good. So yeah, the LG said it was an unsupported format, so there you are. Yeah, a bit of awkward this one. So if I can get that other Samsung fixed, there's a good chance that'll work with the component out of the Sofia. So that'll make it easier for me to test the work, rather than carrying the Atari down into the living room and interrupting Mrs. Flash Jazz Cat's television viewing experience. Yeah. I'm going to put a bit of flux on there. This doesn't look too bad actually, it sort of works. I bet you that's a thick trace on the other side of the board, but let's give it a try. There we are. Right, now carefully put that down there and let's see how we are doing. Make sure all the legs are free. They appear to be. Oh, that one needs another go. Try you again. I think that's loose now. Yep. There we go. I'm just picking these legs, just sort of flicking them with a screwdriver so that they click away from the wire. And once the legs are loose and slack, then we should be able to gently prise the chip up from the board. There we go. Click and click. And gently, gently, gently. And I was right, that was a thick ground trace on that awkward pin. Yeah. In the corner. We should really add some more solder to that and do it again. So put the other iron on and give that a try. Maybe while we're waiting for the iron to heat up, we'll press on with the OS ROM. But I really like this thing. I don't know how long it will be before it needs to be cleaned out, because this is, I mean, effectively it's just one of those cheap £1 solder pumps attached to an iron, so I don't expect it to last a long time before the pump part gives out, but it works. The iron itself seems quite well built actually, not bad. But this is getting the job done in half the time at least. I'll skip that one, it's awkward. Don't say the thing's being blocked up already, possibly. No, it seems to work. Thick traces, no problem. These awkward ones, I'll add some leaded solder and come back to them. But yeah, if you're worried about removing sockets and chips, and you hear a lot of horror stories about traces hanging off legs of removed chips and things, this seems to be a decent solution. I think we'll flux this side of the chip up a little bit. Release some flux onto here. This horrible lead-free solder. It definitely helps. Extra flux is very helpful. Most of the time. I forgot to put the fume extractor on. Well, desk fan. I'll do that next time. Yeah, I think we're going to need some leaded solder on this. So let's do that. Which it was this one here. Add some on there. Add some on here. And on these ones. There you go. A bit there. Right, come back and try again. Yeah, that helped. That helped a lot. Look at that. I suppose the issue is that the IC leg can be dead center in the hole at the end of the iron, so that it's not actually heating up the leg. So that's probably why it's a little bit hit and miss sometimes. Okay, where do I put solder up here? More flux, more solder, and I think we'll be there. Da 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 da. A little bit of solder, a little bit of solder. One, two, three, send. I can't believe my eyes. Hi, Nair. Nair says, congrats on the new soldering iron. Wow, what's happened to the colour balance? Whoa. That's better. Oh, the white balance really messed up. Okay. Hi, Mopes. I must be insane to do this on camera with a new tool. Absolutely crazy. Okay. Nia says, hi, here is a tip. After a while when you solder, remember to reload the iron away from the board. It intends to drip solder when it's halfway full. Reload the iron. You mean empty the reservoir where all the bits go? I think. Is that what you mean? Because I was wondering how long it would probably be before this thing needed to be emptied. And it does, obviously. When it starts to get blocked up, it's not very efficient. Yeah, you're right. Absolutely right. Yeah, this is the second time I've used the thing, so hopefully, of course, now it's going to be full of bits of flux and stuff. So let's have a look, see where we are. Oh, I didn't do that top corner pin of the MMU as well. Let's do that then. There we are. Right. Now, this should be ready to part company with the board now. Let's have a look. Come on. Yes. There we go. Nice. Let's give you a little look. Can you see that? Because I can't even see the screen. Oh, there. Needs a bit of clean up on the back, of course, but not a problem. Now for the OS. Whoa, that was. Wow. And have a look at that as well. Where am I? Get it in focus. There we are. And that's before we do any cleanup. That looks pretty nice. Back, obviously a bit of a mess. We'll clean that up, but we've got no damage. No damage. No damage. Yeah, it looks pretty good. So, I can turn this off now. I have to go under the desk. Oh, there we go. We'll put this thing somewhere to cool off. Alright. We have a little clean up down here. Where's my wick? Oh, where's the wick? There's the wick. Need to get some more flux. I noticed Lewis Rossman has a very reasonable deal on Amtech. I forget the name of the number of the flux that he sells, but he's reduced it. $14.95. If it wasn't for the horrendous import duty that we get saddled with in the UK, I'd be tempted to order some. That looks nice. Yeah, very nice. No cleanup required on the top half of the board at all. There they are. And of course you've filled up with solder again, so we'll have to, I can't be bothered to put that thing back on, so we're just going to use the old tool. What kind of flux are you using? Says Mopes. I don't know. It's supposed to be Amtech, but it was from my eBay, so the likelihood that it's actual Amtech flux is questionable, to say the least. It's supposed to be Amtech, but I don't know. I mean, it works, but that might be just luck rather than design. Jim says it's amazing what Lewis can fix. Lewis is brilliant. Lewis is my favourite without doubt. But I think the reason that I enjoy, or one of the reasons I enjoy Lewis Rossman so much is it's not just because of what he's doing, it's because of he's just got a really good presence on the camera. And I think he could make anything entertaining, I think, Lewis. But yeah, certainly gave me the idea to put this stuff on camera. But yeah, that looks pretty nice. So clean it up with some Q-tips. I've never yet had a MacBook Pro to fix, unfortunately. I would love to try out some of the things that I've seen. I'm watching hours and hours and hours of Lewis's videos and absorbing all this sort of subliminally absorbing all this information about one wire circuit and PP bus G3 hot and current sense and all that stuff. I was sent a PowerBook by Robert Stewart of XL magazine. He sent me at first I thought it was a MacBook Pro, and he said, could you fix a MacBook Pro? And I said, yeah, well I'll have a go. I was pretty excited about the chance to just get my hands on one and see if there was something I could fix. It was supposedly a power issue, and then he sent me a picture of it, and it was actually a G4 PowerBook from what, 2003 or something. And I took it apart, but it was actually a problem with the wire on the charger. So yeah, close, but not. But he let me keep that machine. So thanks again, Robert, for that. It's the only Apple product I actually got in the room here, and it does work. One of the RAM slots is knackered. The SMD RAM slot, the through-hole RAM slot, still works, so the machine's maxed out at 2 gigabytes. I just saw something. Was there a bridge on the bottom there somewhere? Yeah. But yeah, well, hopefully I'll get the chance one day. I've just finished a laptop which was actually which was on video. but it was such an easy job. It was predominantly it was just replacing the fan. Well, I'll put the sockets on. I'll put the sockets on, and then well, after that I want to shorten the ribbon cables and stuff. That would be difficult to film. But I really wanted to just demo this desoldering tool for now. So I'll put the link in the description if anybody wants to buy one. And you could do worse. You can definitely do worse. My patented chip steady, socket steady technology, whatever. Right, let's get this socket on. We'll do the two corners first, or two of the corners first. There we are. Right, now we know it's flat on the board. Da, 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 da. And then after this I get to do some crimping. My favourite. But speaking of Lewis, he had some good advice, which is that, because I know the is it the, I think Herb's got the Hakko FX, is it the 888D, which is it's a nice looking iron. Obviously it's a Hakko iron, but it's the sort of thing I would consider buying because it's not prohibitively expensive, and a lot of people use them and like them, but they basically use these tips. It's fundamentally the same element, the same tips. And point Lewis made was that if you're gonna, because this soldering station is hot air and iron, and it was 45 quid. And okay, I've had to replace the iron because it blew up, but aside from that, the point he made was, why spend 100, 150 quid on a Hakko product which is fundamentally the same as this, better built obviously. Just get the cheap thing that does the same job, and then when you can afford what is it, the 858, or I can't remember, the one Lewis uses anyway, with the alarm clock interface, because that one has the heating element in the tip, so the temperature control and heat delivery is it's just a lot more powerful, especially when you're dealing with big traces and anything with a lot of thermal mass. So I can kind of see the sense of that as well, but yeah, horses for courses, I suppose. Okay, so that's that socket on. I suppose we should test this to make sure it still works after I put these on. Check that again, because it'd be better to spot any problems now. rather than later on. Let's double check that trace. Have to get a socket on and then find that you've got a break underneath it. Just get through the solder mask a bit. Where do you go? You go there. Yeah, it's fine. Fine. But yeah, on the subject of MacBooks and stuff, Apple products, I mean, anything less than that, anything less expensive, is just not worth the bother. The amount of effort I put into fixing this LG monitor, just because it had all the legacy inputs that you don't find nowadays, S-Video, etc. If it wasn't for that side of it, this would have just been thrown away. But when it's something that's irreplaceable, it's a bit different. So when I swap the guts in these monitors, I might film that as well, because there's a very high chance that something will go wrong. So that could be interesting. Plus I have to drill holes in the back of the new case. It could be lots of fun. So we are just finishing off the MMU socket. Clean this up a bit. Get some wick on this. A quick look. Oh, glare. This, wow, whoa, what's with the lag? Auto exposure off. Right, is the auto exposure? Yeah, it's auto exposure. I should have the auto exposure on, I suppose. Come on. I didn't turn off the auto focus. Jesus. Whoops. Try auto exposure on. Apply. OK. Focus. Oh yeah. Focus is no problem. Okay, it looks like a clean job. Let's just clean this MMU up. See if we can get it back in the socket. The wick. How embarrassing this will be if it doesn't work. Ugh. Chip legs aren't looking too good, but not as bad as normal. When using the other tool. Whoa, sun. Okay. That's in. Right, you do need cleaning up as well. I hope you do a bit. I'm not going to use these again, so I'm not going to waste much time on them. You only may want them back. The weather's far too nice for this. I should be outside. Come on, get in. There we go. Right, so this should work. Plug in my power supply, and plug in my capture card. Oh, the white balance has just gone way off. I don't like to leave the auto white balance on this camera because it lags terribly. So we're gonna hang on. That'll do. Oh, here we go. There we go. Yeah, works. Two seconds. And we're back. Right. I was just speaking to Mrs. Flash Jazz Cat there. I'm trying to decide whether I'm going to go to a local pub quiz tonight. Well, the light has got really, really awful in here now. So the machine still works, as you'll have noticed that it requires the chroma rather, connected on the bottom. So, wow. Okay, so anyway, so there you go. For those who missed it, okay, for those who missed it, this is the Duratool desoldering iron that I got through the post today. I've got the packaging if it's of any use. Oh, there we go. Professional. It's professional. Super high vacuum force, compact design, simple operation. See how compact it is and how simple it is to use, and melts and removes solder quickly and easily. Plunger has plastic shroud for added safety. Yeah, so it does. And cleaning, lift the handle slightly in the direction of the button and remove it from the grip. Remove the solder waste around the cylinder. So how does this come off? So lift the handle slightly in the direction of the button. Yeah. No, I don't want to break it. I don't know how it comes apart. I don't know. Nozzle replacement. Turn the nozzle counterclockwise with platinum nozzle replacement. Alright, cool. And there's right, you can see that the thing's quite... Let's have a look. Now it's getting dark. There we go. Wow, it's horrendous. That's just awful. Anyway, push it with a little force. Pull it with a little force. Well, which is it? Is it push or pull? I've just got it. I don't want to clean it yet. I don't want to break it. I don't want to break it on video. But you can, yeah, you can. Oh yeah, that's what I was going to show you. Oh, I'm going to have to leave this on fully automatic, unfortunately. Okay. No, you can't see that. Really? Oh, there you are. So yeah, you can see it's starting to get clogged up with bits of gunk. But yep, it's really good. Okay, so there you go. Duratool desoldering iron. I'm not affiliated with Duratool in any way, shape or form. But yeah, it was a good tenner, well spent. Saved me a lot of time. How long did this take? Probably what, start to finish, really doing the work. Half an hour or so to get these two sockets put in. I think that's pretty good. Not bad. Would have took a lot longer with the old method. Let's just cool down, so I'll put it back in the drawer. Sorry, Paul. Right, I'll try that sometime. I'll try pulling instead of pushing sometime. Probably something I'll do off camera, and I'll get back to you about how successful that was. So yeah, so I'm gonna finish for now, and next time we'll get this off. I might pull this off in the meantime, because I'll just get trolled to death if I actually show you how I get this RF modulator off. It's just not going to be it's not going to be nice. And then did I show I have shown doing the stencil DIN 13. You see, I can't remember what I've done on here now. The stencil, I have done, yeah, there is a video where I've done the stencil with the DIN 13 connector. So that's already been done. I've showed you putting Ultimate 1 megabyte on one of these machines before. So really the most interesting part that we'll cover next time, or certainly next time on this machine, whether or not I'll do another video in between, I don't know, is wiring up this component video connection. And yeah, so I don't see any major problems with this machine. Obviously we need to broaden this hole out at the back for the DIN connector in the usual fashion, but nothing to worry about. And this desoldering tool is definitely taking the drudgery out of removing chips. So if you want to buy one, I'm going to stick the eBay link in the video description, and obviously if you do want to buy from a UK supplier, once you get to see what the thing looks like, you know what to look for. So with that, I will say goodbye. Thank you for watching, thank you for comments, thank you Neil for the push-pull advice, and I will see you in the next video. Hope you enjoyed it. Bye bye for now.